Imagine an endless steppe, scorched by the sun. Here, the horizon is not just a line, it is a living, moving wall. The air trembles not from heat, but from the pounding of millions of feet and hooves. We are at the epicenter of the greatest and most brutal experiment in history. In the middle of geographic nowhere, a temporal rift has opened. At the center of a circle 10 kilometers in diameter stands a modern, reinforced, mechanized brigade of the United States Army. This is the elite of 2024. 4,500 soldiers, tank battalions equipped with M1A2 SEPV-3 Abrams, artillery divisions with HIMARS rocket systems and M109A7 Paladin self-propelled howitzers, fire support companies armed with heavy thermobaric munitions, a flight of AH-64E Apache Guardian attack helicopters. They have dug in. They have established a circular defense. In a single day, combat engineers turned the bare steppe into an impregnable fortress, minefields, anti-tank obstacles, razor wire, and reinforced concrete fighting positions. Around them lies an ocean of death. 5 of the greatest armies in human history have united to erase the intruders from the face of the earth. The first echelon, Roman legions of the era of Trajan, 300,000 iron-disciplined killers. The second echelon, the Golden Horde of Khan Batu, 500,000 cavalrymen, the finest archers of their age. The third echelon, Napoleon's Grand Army, 600,000 soldiers, a forest of bayonets and hundreds of cannons. The fourth echelon, the Wehrmacht of 1943, Tiger and Panther tank divisions, 500,000 troops, and an endless reserve of ancient armies ready to bury the defenders under their own bodies. The force ratio is 1 to 1,000. For every American soldier, there are 1,000 enemies. The modern commander has digital communications, localized satellite reconnaissance, and terrifying firepower. But he has one fatal problem. Ammunition is not infinite. There will be no resupply. Fuel is limited to what is already in the tanks and fuel trucks. The only soldiers available are those currently in formation. Can quality grind down such insane numbers? The timer has started. The battle does not begin with shouts or heroic speeches, but with icy silence in the command post. Counter-battery radars detect the movement of a colossal biological mass at a distance of 20 kilometers. For Romans and Mongols, that is a week's march. For HIMARS, it is standard engagement range. The brigade commander gives the order. Preemptive strike on concentrations of enemy manpower. Expend 30% of the rocket package. Fire. The gods of war speak first. Dozens of rockets streak into the sky. Physics here is merciless and bloody. A modern high-explosive warhead creates a continuous kill zone where red-hot fragments fly at over 2,000 meters per second. A Roman scutum, Mongol padded armor, or the steel cuirass of a Napoleonic cavalryman simply does not exist for such fragments. The Horde and the legions never even see the enemy. Fiery meteors fall from the sky. The explosion of a single rocket blankets an area the size of a soccer field. In the dense formation of a Roman testudo, that means the instant and agonizing death of an entire cohort. The shockwave turns organs into jelly. Mongol cavalry, the pride of the steppe, collapses into panicked, bloody chaos. Horses go mad from the thunder, trampling their own riders, but the most terrifying weapon is still silent. Heavy thermobaric launchers wait until the enemy mass moves closer. When the first Roman lines, miraculously surviving the bombardment, reach 5 kilometers, the thermobaric salvo is unleashed. An aerosol cloud spreads and detonates instantly. A zone of monstrous overpressure forms. Eyes, lungs, and eardrums of ancient soldiers rupture. Armor remains intact, but the people inside liquefy. In the first 10 minutes of battle, the ancient armies lose 200,000 men. While artillery reloads, precious minutes tick away, and Army aviation enters the fight. AH-64E Apache helicopters roar into the sky. Their mission, destroy Napoleon's artillery and the heavy tanks of the Wehrmacht lurking in the rear, shielded by human waves. To 19th century soldiers, helicopters are biblical dragons, spawn of hell. Guardsmen fire flintlock muskets at them. Effective range, 100 meters. The helicopter operates from 2 kilometers. A 30mm autocannon sweeps the ground. One high-explosive round tears horse and rider apart, turning elegant uniforms into blood-soaked rags. Mongols respond with clouds of arrows. Thousands rise at once, darkening the sun. But materials science intervenes. Composite armor and armored glass rated against heavy machine gun fire shrug off wooden arrows. They bounce away without leaving a scratch. The pilots never even hear them. Hellfire missiles seek out Tiger tanks. German armor of 1943 lacks modern protection. The shaped charge burns through, detonating ammunition. Multi-ton turrets fly dozens of meters through the air. Then the first modern problem appears: limited ammunition. Having expended their ordnance, the helicopters withdraw, and once the Dragons leave, the endless gray mass below begins to move again over mountains of corpses. Fear and blind rage drive them forward. Crowd psychology turns against technology. There are few defenders, there are many attackers. Sooner or later, the lightning will run out. Ancient armies are shattered and demoralized, but they have fulfilled their task, absorbing the first most terrifying blow and forcing the Americans to expend precious munitions. Now the professionals of the gunpowder age advance. Napoleon, a recognized artillery genius, understands these devils cannot be taken head-on. He deploys hundreds of bronze cannons on the hills. Iron cannonballs fly toward the defensive works, smashing antennas and sensors. Simultaneously, Tigers and Panthers surge forward with SS infantry support. This is a serious opponent. An 88mm gun can cripple an IFV. Abrams tanks roll out of their hardened positions. The duel of eras begins. Abrams sees Tigers through thermal sights, through smoke and dust. German gunners see only a wall of haze. Distance: 2,500 meters. An M829A4A PFSDS round leaves the barrel at over 1,600 meters per second. 100 millimeters of steel means nothing. The penetrator passes through one tank and punches into the next, but there are many of them. Steel floods forward. Shells strike Abrams' frontal armor. Reactive and composite layers defeat the hits. Crews are shaken but remain operational. The tank carousel spins, fire, recoil, reload, 8 rounds per minute. Tiger crews load by hand, choking on fumes and terror. The battle has raged for 4 hours without pause. Machine gun barrels glow red. They are swapped mid-fight, hands burning through gloves. Brass casings carpet the trenches. A brutal truth remains: modern forces cannot show everything. Real war is not cinematic. It is filth, blood, and exhaustion. The 6th hour. The situation worsens. Adrenaline fades, hands shake, eyes burn from propellant gases. Artillery ammunition is down 70%. The order comes: fire only at priority targets. Conserve ammunition. The wall of explosions thins. The enemy surges forward using bodies as cover. A mound of corpses 2 meters high shields their advance. Close combat erupts. Modern rifles against Mausers, submachine guns, bows, and muskets. Modern armor stops penetration, but not blunt force. Bones break. Breath is knocked away. And still the enemy comes. Night falls. Ancient armies light thousands of fires, forming a ring of flame. They believe night means rest. For a modern army, night is dominance. Night vision and thermal optics turn the world green and black. Special operations forces slip beyond the perimeter. To ancient soldiers, it looks like demon magic. Men by the fires collapse silently. Suppressed rifles work. Panic spreads. Snipers eliminate officers from kilometers away. By dawn, the enemy is psychologically broken. Morning of the 3rd day, ammunition is down to 15%. Tanks have 3 rounds each. Helicopters are grounded, used as static gun platforms. The enemy gathers everything remaining, 1 million infantry, 500 tanks, for a final assault. The commander receives the report: the perimeter will collapse in 30 minutes. One last card remains: a single low-yield special munition. The order is given: fire. A second sun blooms at the center of the enemy mass. Light brighter than 1,000 welding arcs burns everything. Shadows are etched into the earth. The shockwave annihilates men, horses, tanks, history itself. The survivors flee. To them, this is not a weapon. It is divine wrath, the end of the world. The battle ends not with total extermination, but with the irreversible collapse of will. The modern American brigade stands: 300 wounded, 40 killed. Over 500,000 enemies destroyed in 3 days of continuous combat. All resources are exhausted. Had the enemy possessed 1 million more soldiers, the defenders would have lost. Quality defeated quantity, but at the absolute limit of logistics, matter, and human endurance. The temporal rift closes. the steppe falls silent again. History pretends that this never happened.